Hey everyone, Arthur Fantastic here, and I'm going to be doing a reaction kind of commentary video. I found this clip on Instagram from Kendra G Media, so shout out to her. It was reposted by someone I follow on Instagram, Discuss with Chuck, who posts some interesting material that's worth discussing over, so you can go check them out over there. I'll put both of their ats in the description below. Um, so we're going to listen to this and react as it goes. And the reason why I felt like this was necessary to share is because how ridiculous what she is asking for is. Um, this is a 40-year-old nurse who wants a man who makes at least $500,000 a year and has no kids. At least 500, at least $500,000. And we're gonna just, it boggles my mind because it's a part of this modern delusion that women have. They have set their price higher than any reasonable person who is looking from the outside would. If you look at, for instance, the idea that she is older and she is still charging a high price, it immediately reflects her inability to understand how value works with women as opposed to it works with men. So she sees a man getting older, accruing experience, money, influence, and thinks, oh, that makes him more attractive. If I do the same thing, that's going to make me more attractive. No, it does not. So, that's not what a man is looking for. That isn't what a man is trying to temper his decisions by. He is, am I attracted to her? Is she loyal? Is she coachable? Is she going to become a part of my life? And it's almost as if she needs this man to come into her life. Like she's the leader. Like she sets the pace. This is going to be very short, the video, but my commentary is going to be a little bit longer because I'm trying to point out all the things that are wrong here. And it could take a second to lie. It could be take a second to be wrong. It takes an hour to correct that. It could take an hour to correct how wrong or how that was a lie, and all the ways to point out it was wrong or it was a lie. Um, just overall, don't be surprised. Just try to focus on breaking this down and making this or taking away something to make it applicable knowledge, not only for ourselves, but to help our sisters who are literally keeping themselves perpetually single. So here we go.
All right, let's do it. Asia, you gotta say it still first though. Asia, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Los Angeles.
LA, how old are you?
I'm 40.
40.
You're 40?
She looks great.
Yeah, just turned 40
You look
in the
really
last
good.
month. Thank
Are you serious? You look great. You gotta stop.
I will agree that she looks really, really good for her age. Taylor even made this comment.
Yes, she does look very good for her age. I will have to admit that.
That's my wife there, by the way, guys. Shout out to my wife at Caramel the Sauce. You see her on my page. She looks absolutely phenomenal for 40. And I won't bury that lead. She's gorgeous. But that's like, all right, I'm not going to pay for a half-eaten sandwich. A 40, let's say that like people make it to 80 years on average. It's a little high, but it's about average. Okay, it's a little bit above the average, but just, whatever. You finicky the numbers, we can get 80. Half her life already is already spent learning her own habits, doing her own thing, making herself her own leader, and it's hard to then give that leadership and authority up to someone else. Of course, it makes sense. That's why you should be married young. A man cannot provide a covering or protection to something he does not have authority over. I've said this many times before. I'm hearing more content creators. I don't even fucking like that term. More people in this discussion and sphere of influence discussing how you can't really cover and protect something that you have no authority over, because then you have to run after it. Okay? Should you have to run after your own child to cover and protect it? No, that would make you a bad parent. And it seems like a lot of these women are just bad children growing up to be bad women who are entitled and think that they're supposed to be treated like the children that their bad parents treated them like. I'm sorry, no, that's not how it works. I'm going in a little bit long here, so but just remember that that's how these women act. Ungrateful, entitled. They think they should get more, and like this guy has to basically chase after them like a bad parent, like a doting parent. You know what I mean? Like, no. As a man, you're supposed to lead and set boundaries. I'm not fucking chasing after you. The hell? Let's listen. Let's continue to listen and see if this reflects in any of the things that she's saying.
You have any children?
No children.
No kids. What's your zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. And have you ever been married?
I have not.
Never married. All right.
Never married.
What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Ooh, an assertive man, a fit man, a spiritual man, one that's very generous, open-minded, loves Carnival.
Okay. So you want an assertive man that's open-minded and loves Carnival? Of the top 5 things that are going to be important about this man, Carnival? That's like these fucking burnt out hippie chicks who are also nurses, by the way. If you wonder why your fucking hungover nurses so fucking hungover, is because they're probably going to fucking festivals or they're like just these people that go out every night. Not that I hate these people. I used to be that person, but that's their life that they try to fill the hole and void of their life with, is drinking and going out and getting attention, because the attention they should be getting from their husband and their family, it's not there, and they're pouring their life and soul into taking care of others. It's not a fucking happy situation. She wants an open-minded but assertive man. An assertive man would not want you to go to Carnival, just like an assertive man wouldn't want these burnt out hippie chicks to go to fucking Burning Man. Like, what's the difference between Burning Man and Carnival? Go ahead and get down in the comments and fucking tell me, because I don't know. It's the same thing. People fucking in the streets, people fucking in the desert, people getting dressed and wearing the most ridiculous lewd shit, doing ridiculous lewd shit, and then make it quote unquote spiritual. It is not fucking spiritual. If this bitch is fucking trying to say she needs a spiritual man, you mean a spiritual man that has all the traditional values of a traditional man that you are already beginning to pontificate and list off? I'm trying to think. There was a particular word I wanted to use, but she's trying to enumerate all these fucking things that it's like, it's already traditional values. Assertive, like, provides, makes $500,000. We haven't even got there. And she thinks that because she made it to 40 and has no kids, that makes her a prize. No, it's good that you made good decisions and didn't have children, though I wonder if you didn't murder a baby or two along the way. I hope not. I pray to God you didn't. But how do you get to 40 and think that that makes you the prize? If you're a young woman with no child, that's prize-worthy. getting old and not having one is not prizeworthy. And then having one of the most important traits this man has to have is Carnival. Just a couple more seconds on Carnival. Carnival, okay, is not liked by the traditional Caribbean people, the traditional old crowd, okay? This is a very basically new of like rather how widespread and debaucherous it's become. Not that people didn't celebrate Carnival before, but how widely propagated it is to be debaucherous, and what it is now is not something that the old heads in Jamaica and Barbados and shit fucking like, okay? That shit is absolutely Sodom, Gomorrah, Babylonian like sex worship. Like sex is supposed to be fucking great. And you're supposed to feel sexy. But of course you don't fucking feel sexy when you're a 40-year-old alone person. And now you need that extra attention at fucking Carnival. There's nothing spiritual about Carnival other than you get sexual attention. Okay? The dancing that makes you feel and all that euphoria, that's just dopamine being released. That's just fucking the runner's high, okay, from going through this big fucking walking around and shit. That isn't fucking spirituality. Spirituality is discipline, honor, duty, the things that you want your man to have, supposedly. We're going to continue down. We're going to continue down the whole what she wants. But these things I have to connect now so that you could really see it highlighted in what she's doing.
Himself.
All right. What are your deal breakers?
Deal breaker: cannot smoke. That's number one. Has to be family orientated. Has to have a passport. Deal breaker. You said it right. My bad. No kids.
No kids. Okay. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
Just like the way that even she responds. She's like, no kids. Okay, so you want a guy, okay, that's older than you, because she doesn't want a younger guy. No woman wants a younger guy. They'll fuck a younger guy, but they'll keep questioning a younger guy, even if he's fucking really intelligent, and very few women can really submit themselves to it. It's possible, though. I won't fucking say it's not possible, but we're talking about what's probable, and what she's obviously talking about is an older man, especially with this next trait we're about to talk, income. But I just want to touch on these things again. He needs to have a passport, okay? He needs it. So you are deciding that you need to travel. He's like, I want to be family-oriented, and which requires settling down, taking time to family plan, and she's talking about immediately traveling. Okay, so you want to travel and have children, which has to happen in the near future because you're getting old, and the guy has to be minimum your age or older probably. So you're going to be having your first child at 40. You look great. You have a demanding job because it looks like she's a nurse, but let's continue. I mean, this next thing should really be... I don't even know. This should really just ground us now.
Yes, so I like to be spoiled because I spoil myself. So I definitely do. If you make less than me, it's a problem. I prefer 500,000 and up, though.
You said how much?
500K and up.
Ooh, I got all the rich girls that watch my show. Big money, big money. 500K just to get through the door. Big money, 500K. So I made a song out of it. If a guy made 200K, you can't do it.
I would say...
Jesus.
Okay,
Okay, look how much time she just had to spend thinking about whether or not she'd date a man, let alone marry a man, with making 200K. She wants to have kids. She's 40 years old. And he has to have no kids, make $500,000 a year. Also, he has to be assertive but open-minded, okay, to Carnival, because she obviously wants to be basically naked. That's the reason why she wants to go Carnival. Jesus, but he also has to be spiritual, but not the traditional type of spiritual that is in almost every culture where there are stable marriages. No, the type of spiritual where it's, I don't even fucking know, because she's not even fucking saying it. Spiritual, what the fuck are you talking about? What does that mean? Oh, I guess it means going to fucking Carnival and making $500,000 a year. So this guy's got to be older than her. There's like 1% of men in the United States that make over $250,000 a year. Okay? So, like, I mean, whoa. I don't know what to play. And he can't have kids. I mean, he's the super successful guy that's over 40 years old, right? But he's just never had the chance to fucking lay down any seeds because he's been so successful. I mean, you know, all the so successful men that are just dry and stagnant without pussy. I mean, that's how that works. When you're so successful, women are actually unattracted to you.
Depending on the personality.
500K man.
It depends on the personality. I might date somebody that makes $200,000 a year. Jesus fucking Christ. What are we fucking talking about? This is some... this is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. You've absolutely priced yourself out of a market, and with the things that you're asking, you're below 1%. There is less than 1% of that person in the United States. You know what I mean? There's less than 1%. How can you fucking be so fucking have this high fucking bar? It's delusional, and that's what's going to cause you to be alone for the rest of your life, just like you've been alone for the first 40. You're calling into a show, and like, guys, before I get any fucking haters that are talking in the comments or telling me, oh, well, she doesn't need a manager. She's calling into a show about being with men. It's Kendra G's Singles Live. It's literally about not being single and finding a man. So if you think that it's some type of, oh, she doesn't need a man. Well, she obviously thinks she needs one and wants one.
No kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, don't say it. You want to say this?
She acts like a child.
Depending on the personality.
500K man with no kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows that sounds stupid.
Have you ever met this man?
I have.
What the hell are you? Why are you talking to me and not him?
Mm-hmm. He was a cheater.
Hey,
he was a cheater?
But you made fun.
So, cheater. So, a dude... Let's listen more.
500K or more.
When I'm not at the hospital, yeah. Or when I'm at the hospital.
Do you make 500K?
I make 500K not yearly because I'm a contractor, right? So if I work all year nonstop, then yeah. If I stop and go to like, I was in Africa last week, which means I stopped. So if I work like 6 months straight and then take 6 months off, and I won't. So it's not consecutively unless I start traveling. If that makes sense.
So you don't make 500K, but the requirement for him is to make 500K.
Yes.
Explain why.
Because I've dated I've dated men when it's just like not worrying about what they're making, and I've always come up short on that side. Whereas though my favorite and most person that I've dated, you know, he was like a cheater, was someone who made that much. But he was also 50 though. So he'd wine and dine me, treat me like a queen that I want to be, and it just went so smoothly, and he helped me grow my business. You know, so
this dude made the money that she wanted. She talks about him being her favorite partner. What in the fuck? And he was a cheater. I thought you wanted an open-minded man. What? Why? What the fuck? I thought you wanted some dude that was open-minded. Why aren't you open-minded to him having another woman? Oh, because he's got to spend all $500,000 on you, and the theoretical $500,000 that you make. Okay, so if you did it, if it's all year you make 500K, so you do half a year, that's 250K. So that $250,000 that you make a year, where's that going? Is that all getting spent too? What the fuck are we talking about? Why does she need all this? Why not a dude that's making roughly the same and fucking start her life? That's $500,000 cumulative. Oh, because but what she's saying. And I'm gonna mute her so that we can just look at her facial. Yeah, let's where is it? A lot of blinking. She's got this lip thing that happens. Let's point it out. Right there, right there, right there. She's lying. That whole little thing right there in the bottom right of her mouth, you see that? She's lying. It's a lie. Or it might be the truth, but she is twisting it a significant amount. Like, she is not the person ever that dated a man not thinking about their money. That's bullshit. She's a liar. What she's saying is it didn't work out for her. Watch, she's going to blink a whole bunch here next. She came short. Blink, 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 blink. She thought about it. Why did she come up short? She knows why she came up short. And she knows it's her. That's why she put it the onus on her. As opposed to most women, they'll try to blame the guy. She's like, I came up short. Why did you come up short? I wonder what that means. There's a lot. I could speculate. Okay? But to me, what she's saying here is she will not respect a guy that doesn't make $500,000 or more. And that because she dated a guy that already made $500,000 or more. And now she won't settle for anything less. She's already built that up because she's experienced it. And that's the whole fucking problem, guys, when people are dating and now they have this, higher level, or this, my ex did this, or my ex was that. Now you're fucking talking yourself out of a fucking relationship because you had experiences with another person. And now you're fucking 40 years old. You're making $250,000 a year, theoretically here, if that's what you can make, if you work all year back to back. And you want to fucking travel, but you also want to have kids. This is a whole fucking mess. Does she seem like a wife? Taylor, what do you think? Does she seem like a wife to you?
I would have to definitely say no.
She does not. Does she seem like a person that's going to submit?
No.
Does she seem like a person that's going to listen to her husband, unless he makes $500,000, and then maybe?
Definitely not.
And it's like a maybe. I don't want a fucking maybe for my $500,000. And she is demanding monogamy.
Yeah, that's
like, why don't she because she makes so much fucking money.
I know.
And she's gonna make she wants this guy to make double what she makes, and she can't have another sister wife. Cheating? You mean executing his options, exercising his options?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, the only reason she's like, oh, you helped me build up my oh, so you have your own business this guy helped you fucking build up and you left him because he was with, oh, okay. But you, a nurse who has basically no fucking time for your husband, when are you going to have time for your children? Oh, you mean you're going to stop working? Oh, you mean you're going to stop working and you want to travel on his dime, not your anymore, because you're not working. Oh, so you want to choose what this theoretical man will do with his money and and you're going to choose how he leads you, meaning you lead him. That's the most ass backwards fucking talk. This is delusion. This is not talk from a wife. This is talk from a entitled, over entitled, fucking ungrateful child. You know what I mean? Oh, well, I can do this for myself, so if a man does it, then you know what I mean? He should be happy to have me. What in the fuck are we talking about? You're lucky to have him. He's less than literally 1% of the men on the fucking planet, and you're asking for some ridiculous shit. 500,000 spiritual, but my type of spiritual that allows me to go to Carnival. But he's assertive on being open-minded. What the fuck are you talking about?
So my favorite and most person that I've dated, you know, he was like a cheater, was someone who made that much. But he was also 50 though. So he'd wine and dine me, treat me like a queen that I want to be, and it just went so smoothly. And he helped me grow my business, you know. So I feel like it's also a different mindset with that bracket of man. Like I just want to be a housewife with it. I want that mindset, you can teach me.
So exactly what I fucking said then.
Some things. So it's more than just the money that makes sense.
So it's more than just... No, it really doesn't sound like more than just the money, bitch. It really sounds like that's the only thing. It literally sounds like the only... And you a good-looking bitch. You're a good-looking woman. I have no idea why there's an NBA symbol in the top right of this fucking video. There's nothing to do with the NBA. But maybe there's some type of fucking meme that's come from Kendra G on that type of thing. So I pretty much pointed it all out. Just sum it all up together now. So to sum up here, what she wants is a Hugh Hefner who making well over six figures, $500,000 fucking dollars, okay, who is open to Carnival and assertive, but won't consider being with other women. But you want to be open-minded. What type of open-minded is it? Where is the open-mindedness? Where are the boundaries? Oh, you'll get to choose and pick them when you get there. Obviously, quote-unquote, cheating's off the table. Oh, but you can go to Carnival? It's one of the most fucking important things to you? You work in nursing, which is one of the highest ratios of divorce and cheating out of the professions that women have. You're 40 years old. Like, you're gorgeous. Look at her. Her skin is pretty. Her hair is nice. She's not even wearing that much makeup. You know what I mean? And she looks great in her fucking nurse's uniform. But let's be real here. The man is coming up to you because you're beautiful. But then he finds out you're old. Okay? All right? Like, you want me to invest in a half-eaten sandwich? Okay? It's like, oh, no, it's like, I'm like a car, or I'm this, I'm appreciating value. No, you're not. You're getting old. Like a half-eaten fucking sandwich. Okay? This isn't the first man that's been with you. You've already attested to yourself. You've been with multiple men. And now you're going to be comparing your new man to this old man and what they did for you and this, that, the other thing. And just newsflash, it didn't fucking work out with those guys, obviously. But despite it not working out with those guys, you're still going to fall into those same goddamn habits that made you single in the first place. And she won't respect anybody that doesn't make $500,000. And so this guy's got to maintain $500,000 every fucking year for the rest of his goddamn life. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Dude, this is all big. She's like, wants to be spiritual, but she has a fucking finite number on this price on this guy that needs to pay her bride price, despite her being old, used, and fucking aging into a further oldness. There needs to be a fucking emphasis on the old, because she may be beautiful, but what does it matter when you're fucking going to be 60 in 20 years, dude? Like, what the fuck is going on? So your first child, as he reaches the age of, like, you know, doing his own independent thing, maybe, if he's ready at that time with whatever's going on in the economy, you're going to be 60 years old. Okay? And you expect that man to only put all his time into you? You want a Hugh Hefner that only has one wife that he takes care of and doesn't have any of his own fun? Because obviously that own fun would involve what you might start thinking is cheating, but you want to be able to be half naked, more than half naked, mostly naked at Carnival? Guys, this doesn't make sense. And no one is telling women that it doesn't make sense. And because these women make money, they think that, oh, I can ask a higher price because I'm making this much money. But that's not how that fucking works. That's not how that works. That's not your whatever you make, that doesn't affect whether or not I'm marrying you as a man. And every man will fucking tell you this, except very few effeminate men and men that are like so old that they don't really care about the physical part, which she obviously, you can tell. Women don't who go to Carnival aren't fucking tame. Right? There's obviously a lot of sexual energy there. She like, what is she expecting? What is she expecting for the rest of her life? She's so, like, why not just find a normal dude or a dude that makes roughly the same? No, it has to be, which is already a lot. Like roughly $250,000. That's top 5% shit. Okay, that's top 5% of like males in America. Like, that's not that many men already. But say she's working in a field with other nurses that roughly make the, why is it? Because she won't respect, and she's priced herself out. She's priced herself out of respect. She's priced herself out of the market in terms of the pool of men she's pulling from. And she's talking about fucking Carnival like she's a fucking teenager. Guys, none of this shit makes sense to me. Her responses, even like her gestures, it's at times I'm like, she's like thinking about 200,000 and she's like acting like a teenager who's been asked on like what her favorite member of a boy band is. $200,000. Once again, that's like top 7% of men. Like, I think it might be less. You know what I mean? Like, I think that also might be under the 1% scale, but I could be overestimating. Like, that's a fucking ridiculous number already. And because she's doing so successful, in part because one of her very successful ex-men helped her develop her business, obviously, where she's almost making 250K or making six figures, obviously. Like, or she's lying, or she's a liar, and I'm just fucking working on this point, like, on a lie, and she's just making like 70K, 100K, and $200,000 would be double what she makes still. But putting that all aside, putting all that aside in the conjecture and all that other bullshit, you know, because we have to take into taxes and all that other shit. You know, she makes 250,000, but what, 40% is going, 50% is gone. Anyway, all that is to say that this is how a lot of women act, and I've been posting a lot of videos like this on my Instagram and this YouTube and my BitChute, which I'm posting this both on my YouTube and BitChute, because people are saying, oh, this is rare, this is not a common thing, there's not a lot of women that think. There are a lot of women that think like this or have a permutation of this ideology or conceptual grasp of what the dating market is supposed to value them at. You know what I mean? I hope that is that too wordy? Was that too wordy? Okay, because they are fucking not understanding that what they're rating and valuing themselves at is way above where they actually are, and that's why they're not getting the outcomes that they want, because they have unrealistic expectations. And because they have unrealistic expectations and long fucking lists that don't make any goddamn sense, because of pain, trauma, when one red flag, quote unquote red flag, it's not a real red flag, when one thing isn't on the list, oh, he's not fucking open-minded to me going to Carnival, then it's like, I have to fucking cut him off, because I you know what I mean? He could have every fucking thing else, but that's not enough, because he's a good man, but he's just not the good right man for you. And it's just fucking insane. Guys, just keep watching. I'll keep hammering this nail in, because and I'll end it here with on this note. This is important to me because a lot of Christian women, specifically Christian women, have these vague ideas of spirituality, unbiblical stances on marriage and who's leading in a marriage and what they're supposed to want as opposed to what they're supposed to be. Like, these women are all about, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. They go to God, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And it's not like, well, God wants you to be someone. And the husband wants you to be someone. Why are you coming with everything that you want from me? I thought it counted on my personality, and if we get along together and vibe, it's that you want shit from me. How is that spiritual? It's very mechanical and businesslike. And I'm not saying that's not bad. But if you're going to be doing business, you better fucking set prices that are reasonable. And if you aren't saying reasonable prices, then don't be surprised when no one fucking buys. Anyway, that's important. I say all that because a lot of Christian women are single forever and not getting married because of shit like this. That being said, stay up, stay vigilant, stay locked and loaded. Shalom, shalom. Peace in.